The Sandlot.
Remember, this is uncut for our $9 patrons. And
it's going to be great.
I'm already recording, so.
Poo poo.
Well, welcome all you Animaniacs to the 90s First at the Movies edition. My name is Mike. That's Jelly over there. Yes, this is the first at the movies. You're over there.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're there.
I'm not over anywhere.
We are very excited to be doing this movies podcast. Basically, we're going to try to keep this down to like a 30-minute podcast. We really don't have to go over housekeeping because this is a Patreon exclusive, so you already know everything about Patreon because you're already supporting us. So,
and because you can see this.
Yes. So first of all, thank you. If you did upgrade to the $9 Animaniacs tier, thank you as well.
You're amazing.
You are amazing. But if you are still at the if you're still at the $6 Friends tier, you are having access to this as well, and we still obviously appreciate all your support through that as well. So today, we wanted to do kind of to start off like just a family-friendly, fun comedy, just something to get our feet wet into the movie podcast. And so, Jelly, what movie did we watch to talk about today?
Nostalgia, 90s movie to the extreme. It is The Sandlot.
The Sandlot, yes.
You can't beat it. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It brings back all of the memories of childhood. And if you are a child, get ready. It's an adventure.
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's, we'll talk about this probably a little bit, but it's so quotable. There's so many iconic scenes in this movie, right?
You're killing me.
It's one. You're killing me, Jelly. It's one of the best, like, just kids wholesome, just like films, talking about camaraderie, hanging out with the bros, playing baseball, just like every kid wanted to be the Sandlot gang,
Quick fun fact, originally it was supposed to be called The Boys of Summer, but sadly there was a book about baseball already titled that same name, so they had to change it.
Oh, so they switched it. It's better this way. I like it.
Hence being that typical boys summer, this is how life is when you're a kid expression. And we're both guys, so obviously super relatable for us.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the ladies out there will also love it and think it's enjoyable. I don't have their perspective, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty enjoyable regardless, I'd have to say. But getting into just the bumper here, just the description of The Sandlot. Yeah, that's an image. In the summer of 1962, a new kid in town is taken under the wing of a young baseball prodigy and his rowdy team, resulting in many adventures. And so basically, this is a squad. Basically, this is a baseball team who only has 8 people on their team, and Scotty Smalls. To begin with, they start with 8. Yes. Scotty Smalls moves to the town, and Benny Rodriguez is like, "Hey, we need a 9th, so here's this kid." And this kid has no idea how to play baseball.
Oh my gosh, never thrown a ball in his life. Dude,
right?
It's so sad and embarrassing. He can't throw. He can't catch. He can't hit. He's got nothing to offer except for being a body on the field. But these kids being super cool, specifically Benny being super cool, invites him in to hang out and play, and he becomes their 9th guy.
Yeah.
And then from there we get the story.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool because you see at the beginning that Scotty wants his stepdad to kind of teach him how to play catch and everything. And the stepdad really doesn't teach him well. But you got this group of friends. No, he does not do a good job at all. You have this group of friends that comes behind Scotty, and helps them out and teaches them how to catch, teaches them how to throw, teaches them baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it
But
teaches them everything.
here's the thing: they didn't teach him the one thing that is the reason for this whole movie. Who is the great Bambino?
Well, who is that? You mean Baby Ruth? This girl who played baseball?
So
Is that who you're talking about?
yeah, so obviously, obviously, so many people know the movie already. Basically, Scotty Smalls, they run out of baseballs because they've hit it over the fence to where the beast is. The beast is, there's just like ravenous dog that. In some of those
he's a
scenes, they
monster.
make
It's not a dog, it's a monster.
absolutely huge, right? It's just like this biggest freaking stuffed animal that you've ever seen.
Yo, at one point when they're doing the silhouette, it's a dinosaur on the fence. You know, it's like it's a
Yeah.
T-Rex silhouette just walking by.
Right?
And you're like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Come on. Oh, it's just so funny. It's classic. So anyway, Scotty Smalls says, I got a baseball, right? And he runs and gets his stepdad's signed baseball by Babe Ruth, the Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Cloud, the Colossus of Cloud. And he smacks that ball, Scotty Smalls, he smacks that ball over the fence. And then you
they all
have
celebrate.
No.
Because it's his first ever home run. And they're like,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah,
And
they do
he's like,
celebrate.
oh no. And they're like, yes. And he's like, no. Oh no.
And then you get like right, so he goes over to that fence, right? And and then the rest of the guys are like, third base is that way. Third base is that way. You're supposed to be running. And lo and behold, they come to find out that it is signed by Babe Ruth, and you have this iconic scene where they're like, Babe Ruth. They just run to the fence and like try to see where the ball is to see if maybe it's close to the fence or not.
It's
but
retrievable. Can they get it back? Will they be able to reach their little arms through? Risk it being ripped off by a monster, but save the day.
So that's kind of the synopsis of the movie, right, Jelly? You got anything else to add?
No, I mean it's the there's some fun side stories. Wendy Peppercorn and the infamous CPR, we'll call it family friendly.
Yeah. So let's get into that. I wanted to talk about just some of the iconic scenes from this movie. What's the first one that we see? What do you think?
The first most memorable would be, I mean, it's got to be when they're all on the field for the first time, when they're going out, and the introduction scene to the kids playing baseball, to the Sandlot itself. That first entrance when he's running through, you think he's running like through a forest back behind the houses in this ditch area. He comes out through the bushes, and then into this opening of this super rundown, basically really lame looking, but to a kid absolute paradise of a baseball diamond.
Right, it's
And
their diamond. Nobody else plays on this diamond.
It is their field. Yeah, it's home field. It's where all the kids play. They've got to live right next to it because the one kid's got the treehouse right there. So I mean, it's someone's backyard.
Who knows? But I think that's a cool scene because you, especially when you get to another iconic scene later on, is that like you have some of the best ball players coming from some of the worst conditions, like they had the worst. What were their bases? Like their bases were just like,
they were the old school bags,
the
old school like filled
bags.
Like
second base looked like it was just like a pillow. Like this was a rundown park.
It might have been a cushion, like a pillow cushion from
like
a couch, to be
right,
fair.
or like a chair cushion. but
it worked.
But it worked, and you have the best you have some of the best players in the town, from this little janky old field and this little ragtag bunch of kids, bunch of hoodlums on my front lawn.
Some of the best trash talk you've ever heard coming out of Hamilton's
Oh,
mouth.
yes, indeed. But yeah, I think that's an iconic scene where um, you have this kid wanting to play. Benny invites him, and then he's with all of them, and then
Mhm.
they're all making fun of him because Smalls just can't catch the ball,
Oh
or
my! He
and
can't.
he can't throw.
Do
He
anything.
can't do anything.
The throw. It's so bad. And then the second
Yeah.
time he just runs it in. Just like he
Yeah,
runs
right.
from left center all the way into second base to give him the
Yeah.
ball. It's like, what are you doing? What? You
Just
throw the ball, Smalls.
oh man, and then you get Benny just like saying, "Hey, put your glove up," and then he just hits it square into his glove. It's like
Oh yeah. I'll take it from there.
yeah,
Put your
impossible,
glove in the air.
absolutely impossible. Let's see.
Yeah,
I
what
think
about
one of the
Oh,
go ahead.
go for it. Go for it. No,
Yeah.
I just took one. You go. You go.
Okay, I think the next most iconic scene that you get is s'mores. The s'mores scene where they're talking about the
Yes,
beast
up in the treehouse.
up in the
he's-
treehouse.
Some more of what? I haven't had anything yet.
Yeah, yeah, and you get some of the most. I mean, that's where you get that line, like some more what? Like nobody said that before The Sandlot, right?
No,
Like,
yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a thing. I don't know. I grew up with the movie. I grew up saying it camping, but the movie came out when I was 3, so I'm sure that that's where it was. That's where it came from. I
yeah,
don't
I
remember saying
mean,
it before the movie was out.
well, yeah, I guess I don't. I was 1 year old when the movie came out.
A little young.
Yeah, just a little. And so, but just like nobody said that probably before this movie. Like Ham is there. He's just sitting there. He's like, "You want a s'more?" And he's like, "Some more what?"
So innocently too. So
Yeah,
innocent. I don't know what you're saying.
And it's like, what's
The
crazy to
graham
me?
cracker, the chocolate, the marshmallow. You gotta roast it. You light it
Yeah.
on fire. Then
Okay.
you sandwich it with a graham cracker.
First, you take the graham, and then you put the chocolate. But I think one of the things that about that scene, like this kid doesn't know how to play baseball, sure, but he's certainly heard about baseball before. How has this kid gone 7 or 12 years of his life and not heard of a s'more?
He's a very sheltered child. That's one of the things we learn about him. He didn't have a lot of friends. His mom is encouraging him to misbehave, to go out and do things and
Yo,
hang out with friends.
go
and make
mom.
friends.
That's literally the best mom.
She's like, moms don't do this, but I'm telling you, you need to go out and find friends and stay out late and do things that you might get in trouble for.
Get in trouble. Like, don't go to jail, but get in trouble. That's basically what she said. And I think that's just so fascinating. It's hilarious. This kid he just doesn't know anything. I mean, he doesn't know what a s'more is. And maybe this is based, maybe Ham invented s'mores, I mean, this is based in the 40s or 50s. I mean, maybe Hamilton Porter invented the s'mores, but
Takes place in the 60s.
60s, sure. Maybe he invented it, but who knows? How does he not know what a s'more is?
That's also a great representation of him becoming friends with the group for the first time ever. Him having friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In general, and then a big group of friends where they support each other and they're there for each other.
Yeah.
It's that first look in that film at what that camaraderie looks like, what that brotherhood looks like for a person who has never had that.
Yeah.
Ever in his life.
Yeah. No, that's so true. I mean, you get this idea that And he even said that in the beginning of the film. He was like, "This was the beginning of the best summer of my life." And it's all because he got ingratiated into this group, and I think that's what's really cool about this movie. And to be honest, rewatching this kind of gave me like Goonies vibes, like just this just
Totally,
this
yeah.
group of people who are together for the same cause.
Yeah, they're all in it. I mean, it's the same. I think it's supposed to be the same feel, that same adventure group.
Hmm.
Get the guys together, put them through something difficult, and you come out the other side better for it.
Yeah.
Absolute same kind of setup, but you get the same feel, which a lot of movies miss on. I feel like The Sandlot just nails out the park.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Definitely. And so then from the s'mores scene, you get the iconic tail of the beast, right?
The light coming up from underneath Squint's face as he tells this horror story.
And it's like another thing. You don't hear people say some more of what until that scene comes. You also don't hear people saying the word forever until this scene. Like,
The absolute most quoted line from this movie.
I mean,
That's the only
it's
one
either
that
forever
I
or
said
you're
all the time.
killing me, Smalls. Like, but it's
Foolish.
like, but it's like
Forever.
when you say forever too, you got the lip action as well. You got forever.
Yeah, the fur.
And like people say that forever all the time, and it's
Oh
from
yeah.
this movie. It's iconic. And that isn't that the scene where you have the Tyrannosaurus Rex? Isn't that the scene where you get the outline?
No,
No, okay.
it's one of the first times that Smalls is out on the field and he doesn't know what's behind the fence yet. So it's before he's introduced to who the beast is.
Okay.
You just hear the sounds and then you see this massive shadow on the fence just kind of moving by, but the head shape and the body. I mean, it's a totally T-Rex dinosaur. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
right. All right, Jelly. What's another iconic scene that you got from this movie?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Carnival and you take the pool scene. So the
Okay,
carnival,
the
when they're
carnival.
all out having a good time at their basically state fair or local carnival, being kids, staying out late, and they do the dumb thing. One of them pulls out this bag of chaw of
Yeah,
chewing tobacco of Big
that would have
Chief
been
chaw.
Weeks. That would have been Grover Weeks. He brings out
Weeks,
the chaw.
yes. And they all take these huge handfuls of chaw and just
just
start eating it.
just massive handfuls, Jelly. Like,
And
I
they're
kid you
eating
not.
it. They're
It's
not
like
packing it. They're not lipping it. They're not cheeking it. They're
they're
eating it.
they're eating it, Jelly. Oh my goodness. It's just the most.
And
It's one of the most disgusting scenes in a movie. Oh.
they go from having this wonderful, fantastic time, and they're highlighting all this cool stuff they're doing, and then they get on this ride that spins them around in a circle, and also rotates, so they're moving around, and then it hits them, and you get this iconic throw up vomit scene where this just projectile vomit splatters these ladies walking next to him and
Right.
hits the people behind him on the ride, and it's hilarious, it's hysterical, it's gross, it's wonderful. I love that part. I think it's so funny and I can relate to it because I can't go on those rides without throwing up.
What? Wait, you can't go on those rides without throwing up?
Bro, I do not do spinning rides.
Bro,
Heck
I could
no.
I could do spinny rides, but I have a feeling
No shot.
if I was eating some tobacco, then maybe I would throw up. Like,
I could
it's
be
just
sober as could be, and I will lose my lunch.
oh, Jelly, that's literally one of the grossest scenes I've ever witnessed. It's just
I
so
looked
bad.
up what they used. One for the chew, which was licorice covered in bacon, little bacon bits.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
gross.
gross. And then what they used for vomit was like gelatin and beans and split pea soup and something else, and just like this gross concoction, which is why when it splatters the shoes and the ankles and like from basically from the thigh down of these people on the sidewalk, you can see all these chunks in it, and that's beans and split pea soup.
Oh,
Uh, the cast, all the kids, said that they had never been more sick in their life, in real life, from eating all of the licorice covered in bacon bits.
oh my goodness.
So
That's
even
just
though the throw
disgusting.
up from the ride wasn't real, they all ended up getting super sick off licorice and bacon bits.
Hmm. Oh my goodness, that's just disgusting. Oh, disgusting.
Yes.
Um, so I believe this scene happens before, but uh, probably one of the most iconic scenes in this whole film is the pool scene, right? So
Absolutely.
Squints, he is just sick of Wendy Peppercorn just being a babe, basically, as a
Being a
lifeguard.
big old tease. She's totally into him and he knows it.
Yeah, it's just like it's. I mean, they end up getting married. They end up getting
At
married.
the end of
It's
it, they do.
at the end of
I
the
don't know if she
movie.
was totally into it at the time.
I mean, whatever. But so people, you've seen this. If you've seen this movie, you know what we're talking about. Squints, he's just sick of it. He's like, I'm gonna try to kiss this girl. So he literally fakes drown. He fakes
Oh
his
yeah.
death
Super,
for the
super not
kiss.
okay. Super not okay. If you're listening, this is a do not try at home type of
Yes,
thing.
yes.
But
We should. I should
absolutely
put a
pretends to
caption right
drown.
here. He pretends to drown, just to get a kiss, and I don't know if I would have had the guts to even
Cojones?
try that. Sure, sure,
uh,
but I mean, he was a better man for it, I guess.
it worked. One, he got the kiss, right?
Yeah.
Well, he got several CPR kisses, and then he gets latches on.
He legit like that smile that he gives is just like so crazy.
Oh,
He's like,
when she's looking away,
"Oh."
and he's like,
It's like, bro, he's like, you are such a creeper. Like
oh,
you at
she
this.
absolutely points out 100% correctly, you little perv.
But oh man, it's so funny, absolutely hilarious. What do we got next? What other things do we got from this movie?
We've got a few, but let's I think we're going a little long. So how about we talk about the maybe a little bit of Nightball, just cover Nightball. 4th of July street party. They get to go out and play Nightball.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean,
Fireworks, so many fireworks that lights up the sky.
here's a squad that wants to play baseball 24/7. At least Benny does. But
Okay.
majority of them, they want to play all the time. And this movie is just like our childhood. We wanted to be, for me it was playing basketball or football. Like I always wanted to be playing that, but stuck at school, or people don't want to play during the week, during the summer or something like that. Like I always wanted to be doing these things, and now you get a chance to play at night, one night a year. That's the only night they could play baseball, because they know if they play any night a year, they're gonna get clocked in the head with a ball. you
Oh
know,
yeah, it's too dark. It's too dark. But there's one
too
night
dangerous.
when fireworks are exploding everywhere. You got just enough light to see the ball by.
Yeah, right.
They take advantage. They want to hang out
Hmm.
as a group. They want to play their
Yeah.
game. Most of all, Benny. Benny's the one who doesn't get
Hmm.
distracted by the shiny lights. Benny's out there to be a ball player. Pulls everyone back. Hey guys, we're playing ball. Like
Yeah.
we're doing it. And they're like, oh yeah, explosions, cool. He's
Yeah.
like, I just want to hit the ball.
And he had that drive throughout the whole summer, or like he
Oh
was
yeah,
throughout the whole
his life.
film. He
That
was
was him. Yeah.
he was saying he was at, we lost they lost a baseball when he we got to talk about that scene where he just
When he
cranks the
blows the
ball
skin off.
out of the skin. Like, I mean, they thought it was an omen, and literally the next pitch thrown, the Babe Ruth ball goes over the fence. Like some omen here.
Yeah, blows the leather off the ball, blows
Yep.
the cork out the stitching. It's amazing.
Right.
It's I mean,
But then Jillian,
wonderful scene.
then you get some of the best scenes in the film as well when they're working as a team trying to get this ball from the forbidden backyard where the beast is,
Oh yeah,
and
when they're trying a million different things to get this ball.
right, what do
Some
they
of the most
try? What do they
unreal.
try?
Let's see. They try through the fence with a stick first, and they try distracting the beast with another ball as they go in, or not a ball, something else, a stick or a glove or something, and that doesn't work. And then they do the vacuum super extendo,
Yeah,
three
right.
vacuum hoses and like a 40-foot wand to try and touch the thing. uh, the dog ends up pinching the hose, and then the vacuums explode, and the treehouse explodes, not to pieces, but you think it blows up and catches fire. It ends up being okay, thankfully. They do the lowering over the fence.
Of yeah, yeah,
They,
right, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
They
yeah,
hoist him up.
yeah, yeah,
Ham's on this pedal thing trying to
yeah,
raise him
yeah.
up,
Mm-hmm.
and then they swing him out on a ladder over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He gets the closest first. He gets
yeah,
his
yeah,
hand on the ball,
yeah, yeah,
and then the monster gets him.
yep,
Then
yeah,
they
yeah,
pull him up real quick so it can't get a hold of him.
yeah, yeah. But he
And then
drops the
you
ball.
get, but he
Like that was
drops
their
the
best
ball.
chance, but he drops the
Yes.
ball because yeah, yeah
And then
is
um,
scared.
he gets scared. Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
naturally because it's a
yeah,
monster.
it's the
Who
beast.
wouldn't get scared?
I know.
And then the final attempt before Benny is Smalls using his brain. Finally, all the
Yeah.
contraptions you see at the
Hmm.
beginning, him being a total nerd,
Which
and
apparently they got all the material in
he took every erector
all
set
the
he had,
time in the world to build
and they work
this.
really fast
Yeah, they
because it
built
took
it
him
in an
about 20
hour. I'm
minutes.
telling, maybe less. Like, and that's probably another one of their better chances. But the Beast thwarted that as well because apparently he has hops like Michael Jordan. Um,
Bro, way bigger.
bro,
That
just
dog got like
insane.
12 feet in the air.
But then you get the practically the final scene leading up to one of the cooler scenes in the movie with James Earl Jones. You get Benny in a
The
pickle with
chase.
the beast.
Yes, Benny the Jet Rodriguez, where he earns his nickname that follows him the rest of his life. You get his pickle with the
Yep.
monster.
Hmm. And then it ends up where they get all the baseballs that they've lost back.
Yeah.
He Small still gets grounded for a week, but he brought his stepdad an even better baseball from
Yo, yeah,
James
the
Mr.
squad.
Myrtle,
What was the
the
squad called? The
1927 Yankees.
oh,
So yeah, I don't know.
it was like the Murderers Row or something like that. Their team, but yeah,
Yeah,
a ball signed by the whole team,
yeah,
not
versus
just
just
Babe
Babe
Ruth.
Ruth. Yeah. So that
But the
kind of
deal
saves
was,
Small just a little bit, and all just to spend time with Mr. Myrtle and talking baseball with him.
yep, all they had
You
to do was get
come
a
to
ball.
find out that he had pearly whites when he smiled, and he was blind, and the Beast was just a dog, and now they could play
And,
baseball all the time
and he just so happened to have played baseball with Babe Ruth,
with
and just so happened to have
George.
it with
Oh,
George.
George!
Yeah.
I was a better hitter than him.
And I love the part because I didn't remember this until I rewatched it today. That Babe Ruth appears to Benny in the dream, and
Yeah.
he looks down and he sees this card on the bed and he says, "I'm gonna take this. I don't know why, but I need this." And it happens to be who turns out to be James Earl Jones' character's player card from when he was a kid. That was his. The
Mm.
Atticus whatever dude was the same guy. It was the same picture in uh when it was in the three of them. You know what I'm talking about
No,
on the
it
shelf.
wasn't the same baseball card though.
Was it not? It wasn't
No,
his player
that
card?
was Hank
James Earl
Aaron. That
Jones?
was Hank Aaron.
Was it?
It was, and the reason why it was
Bro,
Hank Aaron is because Hank Aaron was the first one to break Babe Ruth's home run record, which is why it was Hank
uh,
Aaron.
that's hilarious. I didn't know that. Okay, I totally
Yeah.
thought it looked the same as the picture, the old picture on James Earl
No,
Jones.
close,
What was his
close, certainly. Mr. Myrtle was his name.
Mr. Myrtle? Yeah,
Yeah, but
on his shelf.
yeah, that's the Sandlot. You got a couple more iconic quotes we missed, like, um, "There's heroes and legends in this world, uh, but heroes are only remembered. Legends never die."
Legends never
You
die.
have
Yeah.
that. You have that quote. And then also one of my favorite scenes in the film. You know, before we wrap up, is the you have this formal baseball team riding in on their bikes.
Oh
They have their
yes.
uniforms and everything, and then you get the Sandlot squad. They're just throwing their they're throwing their things down, and they're ready to throw down, and you know, go down. You just kind of destroy them, right?
Yeah. They and the real team thinks they're gonna take out
Oh yeah,
the Sandlot kids,
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you get some of the best trash talking from him, which distracts them completely,
Yeah,
and they end up just getting destroyed. This is right before the was that right before the carnival scene, right before the block party scene where they just
yeah.
celebrate the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yo,
so
the L7 weenie, which was big when I was in like middle school.
L7 weenie.
Yes. Yeah, that's another great one.
Yeah,
some
just
there's some I'm just looking at some of them right now, and there's just great. I don't even want to say them on here because they're family friendly, but like
you
I
play
do
ball like a girl. And apparently that was the worst insult to say
the
to a ball
absolute
player.
worst. Even though I said count on it, pee drinking crap face.
Oh man. So
Yeah, no, that didn't do.
that's the Sandlot jelly. You got anything else?
You got a fireplace?
No.
Go ahead and
Actually I
throw that
do.
hat in
Yeah.
there.
And he didn't actually because it's at the end of the movie.
I know, right?
Spoilers.
Hey, if
All
we're
right.
spoiling it now, it's their own fault.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, that's the 90s first at the movies. We want to thank you guys for continued support. Thank you so much. Share the Patreon, share our socials. Just let's try to get us out there to continue bringing more of this amazing 90s content. Also, in the comment section below on this post, let us know of any like things that you would like to add to the movie podcast. Any movies that you would like to suggest, you let us know. We would love to
Please.
chat about them. Jill, you got anything else?
No, just huge thank you to our friends over on Patreon who are supporting us. It means everything. You guys are awesome. It's
Yeah.
absolutely huge. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it means a lot. It means
Mm-hmm.
just I can't tell you what it means. I got no words for it. It's so cool to see other people supporting, what I mean, we love the 90s. We love to talk about the 90s and to have people supporting us so that we can do this so it doesn't detract from the time that we don't get to spend with our families and stuff like that. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for supporting us. Yeah, please share. Please tell your friends about us. Please give us suggestions on what you want to hear from us. You guys are part of the tier where you get to choose which shows we're talking about. So please
Yep.
be
Mm-hmm.
super active on that. Get a list together of what you want to hear about, what shows you want us to cover.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We will cover them. We plan
Yeah.
on doing this for a
We're
very
gonna
long
try.
time,
Mm-hmm.
so get them in there, and then we'll vote on them. We'll as a community we'll vote and we'll decide what gets talked about. So just be
Exactly.
super active there. Yeah, it'll reiterate the movies. We don't, this is new for us and for you guys, and we don't have a set plan of how we're gonna do this. So if you want to hear something, or we think we missed something,
Yeah.
let us know.
Or you think we can add a segment or something to each of the movies that we talk to? Just let us know. We would love to chat with you about it. So, well, that was the Sandlot. I give it 5 baseballs out of 5.
it a Babe Ruth home run.
Babe Ruth
That's
home
it.
run.
Just a Babe Ruth home run.
Yeah, a called home run. All right, guys. This is the 90s first. I'm Mike. That's Joe. We'll talk to you later.